US President Donald Trump has surprised the world again. This time, it's a statement that confused the markets, oil traders, and left global leaders guessing. On Tuesday, Trump made a surprise announcement on his Truth Social account. He said, and I quote, "China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran." Just one sentence, and years of American sanctions on Iran appeared to be undermined. Why does this matter? Because cutting Iran's oil revenues has been a cornerstone of US foreign policy. The US has sanctioned hundreds of oil tankers for their role in handling Tehran's petroleum. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has in February said that Washington intends to squeeze Iran's oil exports to less than 10% of current levels. The White House has also targeted Chinese entities that have bought oil from Iran. The sanctions were intended to force Iran to voluntarily give up its uranium enrichment. The approach? Squeeze Iran's economy, stop its nuclear ambitions. The timing of Trump's U-turn is also interesting. It came just hours after Trump declared that Israel and Iran had agreed to a ceasefire. A shaky one, with breaches reported on day one. Now, developments of the recent week, especially the threat from the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, sent shockwaves around global markets. Brent crude, the international benchmark for oil prices, surged above $80 per barrel on Monday as US struck Iran's nuclear sites. But it has since traded at around $68 a barrel as traders hope for de-escalation. Meanwhile, media reports say that the announcement left Trump's own officials scrambling. Sanctions on Iranian oil would remain in place, a White House official said. The official added that Trump's social media post only intended to highlight that his actions over the past few days ensured that the Strait of Hormuz was not impacted. Now, there's another layer to this. Trump is trying to repair ties with China. Trade talks are underway. The US is seeking to hammer a new trade framework with China and to climb down from a tariff war that saw duties reaching sky-high prices between the world's two biggest economies. While the recent announcement may ease some legal risks for China, it remains unclear what impact it could have on actual flows. China already buys a lot of Iranian oil, officially 14% of its crude, unofficially even more. Now, these are masked as shipments through Malaysia, the UAE, and Oman to escape US sanctions that China does not recognize. Official data shows that China has not bought Iranian oil since 2022. However, third-party data providers and traders signal that oil flows have been resilient despite US sanctions. The question arises, how? Now, that's because China has built a supply chain outside of Western control. This includes dark fleet ships that conceal tactics to import sanctioned goods and payments via yuan supporting imports of more than 1 million barrels per day. Iran's discounted oil keeps China's private refiners running and fuels its struggling economy. But just last month, Trump had said that all Iranian oil purchases must stop immediately. He warned that buyers would face secondary sanctions and may risk being cut off from the US markets. And China has not kept silent. It has long opposed what it calls Washington's abuse of illegal unilateral sanctions. The US wants Iran to abandon its uranium enrichment. Yet Iran reportedly holds enough enrichment uranium for 10 nuclear warheads. And after Sunday's airstrikes, the extent of the damage to Iran's nuclear facilities remains unknown. So what changed? Is Trump quietly resetting US policy? Or are these just political theatrics while Iran inches closer to a nuclear weapon?
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka kaiju.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.